Hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay, all right. I'm going to share my screen, Shari. We're going to make sure you can see everything okay before I start talking about what I'm looking at.
Sounds good.
Are you seeing the harmony?
I am.
Perfect. Okay. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Katie Smith. I'm a homeownership counselor for Adair out of the Cresswell, Oregon branch. So my build areas are like Mid-Willamette Valley, Eugene area, and then south to Roseburg and all the way over to the coast. And my co-host, Shari, if you'll introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shari Avery. I am the homeownership counselor for the Treasure Valley area. So my area runs from McCall, Idaho, down to Boise, Idaho, over to Baker City, back all the way over to the east side of Mountain Home. So I cover a nice broad range.
Yeah, you do. And every climate zone, it feels like.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, well, welcome. So we are so excited to share this house today. We're going to be sharing a duplex plan, so an investor favorite. Just a reminder for those of you who haven't watched in before, we love and welcome all questions. So please use the chat box, type in any questions you have as we go. Shari will be monitoring and we'll try to get those answered as they're relevant. But without further ado, so the house we are looking at today is Adair's Harmony plan. This is a duplex. We have a couple of duplexes. And as you likely know, we also do custom builds. So if you don't see the perfect duplex within our pre-engineered plans, you are welcome to chat with us about modifications to one of our plans or even bring in custom plans and we can quote those out as well. The Harmony is cute. It's about 2,500 square feet and it has a single car garage on each unit. You'll see as you look at our website that for all of our plans, we have these pre-engineered exterior elevation packages. This house has two to choose from, but again, you're not limited to what you see here. So if you're looking for more of a craftsman style, or maybe you like our farmhouse, but you wish that it had some cedar shake or what have you, these can be reconfigured. So good starting points to get your imagination going. But we want it to be what you want. So don't feel like you're limited to what you see here.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see this plan.
Yes, I think this is maybe the first farmhouse Harmony we've built. I don't know. That could just be what I like to think, that Cresswell's like blazing the trail on everything. Probably not true, but okay. We're going to start with the floor plan on this one. So on the lower level, of course, you've got your single car garage. You come into this hallway foyer space, and then it opens up into this large common space. So great room, dining, and kitchen, all one big room, and then half bath under the stairs. There's a coat closet, which I love, even on the smaller plans. No one ever complains about storage. So
No.
you've got a coat closet as you come in. And then, of course, front porch, you have this little covered porch area. Upstairs, we've got 3 bedrooms. So 2 smaller kids' guest bedrooms at the back with their own bathroom, laundry in the middle, and then the primary suite, a good-sized primary suite with a big window at the front, good-sized walk-in closet, and then primary bath attached. One of the nice things about the house that we're showing you today is that really no structural reconfigurations were made. So you can see kind of the plan as it was originally designed. One thing you will notice, and I might as well just point this out now, let's open up the plan. So they have this really low profile 312 roof pitch, and that was a jurisdictional requirement. So this house was built at the coast, and there's a lot of restrictions as far as impeding your neighbor's ocean views. So we kept this roof at a really low pitch, whereas the standard on this plan is a 612. And we can do 812s. I mean, we can modify it, but took this one down to a 312 pitch. Otherwise, they chose the farmhouse exterior, so you're going to see it kind of as originally drawn and designed. Shari, any questions before I get into the slideshow?
No, not at all yet.
I said slideshow, but it's a video. I don't know what. Okay, let's look at it then. So if you've joined us before, Shari and I will usually share the video all the way through. We'll point out some things you're seeing as we go. but then we'll play it a second time where we pause it more frequently and talk a lot more about it. So let's get it started. Black windows. I love it immediately.
Someone does want to know if we have a built sample because they're looking at putting a duplex on one of their properties. And unfortunately, we don't have samples of our floor plans really at any of our locations. We get the privilege of showing these floor plans once the buyer is completed and right before they move in. So the best way to view any of our floor plans is going on to our website or our YouTube channel and just kind of walking through them or doing the virtual tours that are on our website as well.
I think maybe with the added windows, because there are a few added windows in this plan, it's so light and bright and open. It feels a lot larger than it is.
I love the black windows.
The black windows and the little black on the knobs and the plumbing fixtures, little black touches throughout.
It really does just give it a little bit more aesthetic.
And then with the window trim, there's no trim or wrap or anything, but I feel like the black is a statement enough that they kind of just
100%.
draw the eye. We've got a luxury vinyl plank in here, and just the color of the floor with the cabinets, it feels very coastal to me. I think they just did a great job. These are our old standard 6-panel interior doors, which now, of course, we do a 2-panel.
I was just going to say, because I see that it has the old trim as well, the old colonial trim, but now we have the craftsman trim and the modern trim that they can select from that's included and then upgrade from there.
And those are and I think we say this every time, but one of the amazing things about Adair, having been in business for 55 years, is just the evolution. So things like trim, for example, if the majority of our customers are choosing a different style trim, then we're just going to change our base to that style of trim that's more popular. So things like that are noted and acknowledged and part of growing the program. Single car garage. We now paint in the garage before we hand the keys over. But this is perfect, especially for a renter. You've got good space for your car, good space for storage, finished garage area. And I love the transom window over the door.
Mm-hmm.
Heading up the stairs. I like that half rail too, that half drywall wall. It just helps with opening the space up and giving that illusion of being larger than it actually is.
Yes. Very white walls.
Yep. As moms, I feel like that's something we notice right away.
Uh-huh.
So much coloring space for my toddler.
Right. So I do like that both these bedrooms are the exact same size. You know, you just mentioned as moms, because they're both 9x10s. So it's so nice that there's no fighting over who gets the bigger bedroom either.
Yep. So much natural light again coming in. And these are 8-foot ceilings upstairs. These customers did choose to do 9-foot ceilings on the lower level, but we kept it a standard 8-foot on the upper level.
I can't get over how great those windows look without trim, but with the black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a statement, especially with that kind of farmy style grid pattern. Mm-hmm. Got the secondary bath.
So they did a nice, is that a standard cabinet or is that an upgrade cabinet?
It's just a dark stain. It's a standard. Okay. Yeah.
I like that they did different downstairs and upstairs.
I agree. Yeah. The black fixtures again. It's just such a silly thing, but I actually, after I watched this video, I asked that we turn the fixture above the mirror the other way so the bulbs point down. I don't know if that, it seems like depending on the electrician who installs them, they either face them up or down. And to me, they should always face down.
100%. Yep. Because that's the whole farm aesthetic of it too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I asked the
It
customer.
really depends on the electrician. You are correct.
I asked the customers if they wanted me to have them facing down, and they're like, we don't even know what you're talking about. They hadn't even noticed. It was just something that bothered me, not them.
Yep. It's because we see it too much.
Yep. I love this big window. And of course, you can ask for, they could have done 2 windows of the same size or 1 larger window or windows on the side.
Yes, Julie, this is a duplex plan.
And the photographer is going to go in each side of the duplex. So we're going to see all of this twice, just the flipped version. I love these showers in here. So they just did tile on the walls. They kept a fiberglass tray, glass door.
I like the window in there. It gives it so much more light.
That was actually one of the changes they made too. We don't standard have a window in the upstairs bathroom, so that was something they requested. And they've got the can lights in here.
Which at the time I'm assuming was an upgrade, correct? But now it's, well, no, it's not included right now.
Still an upgrade in the bedrooms, but can lights and all the common space are standard. I've got my camera on in my office too, filming for social media, so I'm feeling the pressure of the 2 cameras. It's nerve-wracking. Okay, and I love, again, that half wall rather than, if you can imagine it, with a full wall up there.
Mm-hmm. Julie, really the best thing you can do to find duplex property is to chat with your local real estate agents and have them search for those multi-family property lots. And if you need a recommendation on real estate agents, your local HOC can definitely get you a recommendation for people who specialize in lots.
Oof, the windows, so
Yes.
good every time. And that farm light in the dining room, I love that. Just everything they picked was so perfect in here. The flow is perfect.
Yes. Yeah, the floor really complements the cabinets.
Mm-hmm. And that whole white backsplash.
Yep.
I love it all. They do have a sill. You may have noticed the sill and apron only at the kitchen windows.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Cute though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little plants or.
Yeah. I actually think that's exactly what they had mentioned.
Yeah. Basil.
Yeah. We get right from the windowsill to the cooking pot.
Yep.
These are our standard appliances that are included with the house. So that the microwave vent hood, the 30-inch electric range, the dishwasher, garbage disposal. The only appliance that's not included is a refrigerator. Although if you're someone who has specific appliances in mind, you can absolutely delete our package and choose to provide your own instead. The half bath, which is always just like you're seeing here, pedestal sink and a toilet. Unless you request, if you're someone who thinks that you could benefit from storage in the half bath, we can absolutely do a vanity there rather than a pedestal sink. I really love that fixture, the modern package, the plumbing fixtures.
Uh-huh.
Into the garage.
And the garage is something we can make, we can delete the garage. We can also make it a 2-car garage on both sides, or one side have a 1-car. You can pretty much do whatever you like. So customization is always encouraged.
We have another duplex plan without a garage, and I've added patio covers to the side of it before.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, depending on the jurisdiction, there's parking requirements. So if you are not sure you want to use up square footage or lot space with an actually enclosed garage, there's ways we can kind of still meet the requirements with finagling a bit.
Mm-hmm. And then if you don't like that half wall there, we can always do railing. We have several types of railing we can do, which would open that up even more. But I do love the half wall.
I do too, yeah. But I do think an open iron rail would not have looked bad on this one.
No, not at all. Not with all the black and the modern style that they have going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever gone through. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. They did the luxury vinyl plank all downstairs, which I think is really smart, especially in a coastal town, and then carpet just on the upper level.
Do you know if they'll be renting part of this out, or is it for family purposes?
They are renting it out entirely. It was actually a family property and the home burnt down, so they replaced it with a duplex.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're finding in my jurisdictions that more and more properties are allowing multi-family builds, and so that's kind of opened up some doors for us in the last couple of years. I do like too that they have kind of I mean, it's a smaller floor plan, but with the separation of space between the, potentially kids' bedrooms or guest bedrooms and then the primary suite being on opposite sides of that upper level.
Mm-hmm. Julie, this one in total is 2548 in square feet. So each side is 1274. And then the other duplex we have would be 2386 in square feet, which is almost 1200 square feet for both sides.
And they can be stretched or changed, or,
yep.
For example, if you want to just push the rear wall out a couple of feet and make the living room, the upstairs bedrooms bigger, that's easy enough. One sink on this vanity and the second bath, but there's room for two if that's something that's important to you.
No, I was going to ask you earlier, have you ever watched back through some of our old videos? Because we say love a lot, and I think that's so true to who we are in our positions, because I love so much of what our buyers do.
I agree. Utility closet upstairs. So they've got a vinyl flooring in there, waterproof vinyl flooring, which actually now we standard do a luxury vinyl tile. But this is a good example of kind of a smaller utility space. I actually don't watch our old videos because I'm worried they're going to make me self-conscious going forward. Because I would latch on to that, like, oh, I can't say love again. What should I say? It's primary suite.
They do have some great views, though.
Yeah, they do. It was a nice day too. That doesn't hurt anything. There's that bathroom fixture again. I just hone in on it. I don't know why. I can't help it.
I'm all about the light fixtures. I love light fixtures. I don't know why.
They can change your room so much. Such a simple thing. I really like these showers. They're kind of perfect for this space. And then the subway tile backsplash, which that of course used to be our standard, and now the quartz is our standard. But the undermount sinks, I would be thrilled with this as a rental.
Yes. I was going to say, they did a really smart job at doing the tile showers and the luxury vinyl planking downstairs to maximize the rental.
Agreed. That luxury vinyl is so low maintenance too. Just life proof.
Well, you have some smart buyers over there. You're really good at your job.
It's all the buyers. That's how we grow them over here. I don't know. I like the size of this closet. I think especially in a duplex with a smaller square footage, you wouldn't expect to have a closet this big. So this is a really exciting little room, especially with the window and the natural light coming in. I want to point out, did you see the ceiling light we just passed, that flush mount? Which of course now we do the can lights in the common space. And then the back of the house, I'm going to let this play again and we'll pause it as we go. But the back of the house, which I didn't pause in time, you could add a patio cover if you wanted, or concrete slabs, or so many ways to make this fit your lot and your needs. And we're going to play it one more time. We'll probably just talk through the first half of the duplex, and then we'll kind of give you a how it all comes together as we play through the second half of the duplex. But as you know, our program has evolved in the last couple of years to kind of take on the majority of the project, if not all of the project. Meaning we used to have buyers do their own site work and their own painting and their own dry out, etc. And then Adair, by feedback, realized like, hey, people don't love painting their own house. We should take this on, and so we did. So what you're seeing here, the paint package is painted by Adair inside and outside. Customers pick their colors. We use Sherwin-Williams. And then they called out what they wanted for finished concrete outside, and we did that as well. Let's play it again. Shari, any questions? Or are we up to speed?
We're up to speed. We're doing good.
Okay, you just tell me if you want to pause and talk about anything. Otherwise, I'll talk a lot. Too much talking.
That's all right.
I am gonna, before we even go anywhere, pause again. So if you can see the lighting package here, we consider this to be kind of farmhouse. So we always add this to our farmhouse facades, although there's 20 other lights to choose from. Same with the batten board siding at the front elevation. This is all James Hardie. All of the siding is James Hardie. So whether it's the batten board or kind of those big concrete looking squares you see on our modern facades, it's all James Hardie. Play. We've got the 9-foot ceiling downstairs, the luxury vinyl product throughout. It's a Shaw product, and I do love this color. I think it might even be Lighthouse, which seems fitting for the area.
Yeah.
The gridded window, the grid pattern that you're seeing is, again, what we consider to be farm style. So we include this on our farm facades. If you're someone who doesn't want grids, you don't have to have them. Or if you want a different grid style, you absolutely can. The black windows I should talk about for a minute. So our standard window package is a white vinyl mill guard window. This is actually a Marvin Essential line. So I think it's considered a luxury window, but it's got the black on the outside and black on the inside. So it's a window upgrade throughout. Looking at this kitchen. All right, so of course now our base package includes a white quartz option. So this countertop would be considered standard. These cabinets are standard. The appliances are standard. The undermount sink is standard. So really the only upgrades that they did are the plumbing fixtures and then the black knobs. The idea is that the house is move-in ready. So we've got the water line and the plug there for the fridge. They'll provide their own fridge, and then it's ready to go. We usually talk quite a bit about the kitchen, and maybe we should talk about our partners at Ridgecrest Cabinets. So these cabinets had the buyers decided that they'd rather have all open shelving up top, or maybe they wanted a built-in trash drawer or pull-out shelves, or maybe just all drawers on the lower level. These cabinets can be totally reconfigured to fit what you need. But as a standard, we do have, drawers and cabinets, and we try to make it ready to go. So your only changes needed would be things to fit your lifestyle.
Well, and something else I'd like to point out, because we talked about the appliances being standard appliances, and we can do so much more than that too. We have our gourmet kitchen package that has a built-in wall oven with a microwave above it, and then a cooktop with an oven underneath of it and your hood. Or you can, if you have a certain brand you just have to have, you let us know and we'll build our cabinets around those and still get those installed for you. So there's really so much more you can do to the kitchen too. And I think that's one thing I really focus on with my buyers, because kitchen is generally the focal point, the hangout spot of the entire family, all your friends, all your get-togethers. And so, like I said, no idea is a bad idea.
Absolutely. You're totally right too. I remember because we built with Adair, And I was, of all things, most excited about the trash pull-out. It's things like that that just kind of like make your life easier, alleviate something that's bothering you. It was huge for us.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny you said that. When we got our house, I had a trash pull out, and I was like, I would walk people through the house. I'm like, look at this. Look at this. My
You
husband's
wouldn't
like,
even know
oh,
it's there. Look at that.
yep. So I'm right there with you.
Perfect. That transom window above the door. So when they went to the 9-foot plate height, we automatically add that. 9-foot plate height is a package for us, or even you can do taller plate height, but we make the overhead garage door a foot taller. We make all of the windows on the lower level taller, the sliding glass door taller. So it kind of like stretches that lower level. Upper cabinets are taller. I do love that farm style door. And there's so many. If you want maybe a stained grade door, or you don't want windows in the door, there's so many ways to make this fit what you need. This is an upgraded carpet on the stairs. We've got 2 standard carpets to choose from. They went with a little bit of a lower profile. I think, again, just with maintenance in mind.
What kind of heat is in this one for you, Katie?
We've got heat pump and furnace for both units, and that's included in the base price. A lot of times at the coast specifically, I do a lot of deleted heat pump and furnace for my houses and do a ductless system instead, which would result in a credit back to the cost of the house, because base price does account for the heating and cooling.
Okay.
We say this every time, but I always wish they would go in the closet. Show us the closet. Second bedroom. You can see the ceiling vent up there.
And I did want to mention again, because we've talked a couple times about like the trim around the windows. You can see that these have no trim. They're just drywall wrapped. And we can do seal and aprons, or we can do full wrapped around them as well. And we can do those with our standard trims, or we can do upgrades. We have many trims you can select from.
You can even call out if you're somebody who's like, I want a 6 1/4 inch tall flat stock base.
Yes.
You just tell us and we'll do it. This is a standard fiberglass tub shower combo. So a lot of times in primary suites, we'll do a walk-in shower with a separate soaker tub. On smaller footprints like this, we'll do the fiberglass, the tub shower combo in both bathrooms. And then, of course, like you see on this one, you can change it.
And the black looks so sleek, but our standard is a brushed nickel throughout. And then you can upgrade to brushed bronze, matte black, and we have both modern and traditional styles. So we can kind of go whichever direction suits you best.
And the fixtures are Moen. I don't know if we mentioned that. So we've got as a standard, a high quality plumbing fixture package throughout. Shaw flooring. Last but not least, our primary suite. People will sometimes notice like, hey, the windows on your plans are focused to the front and the back of the house. And that's true. A lot of times, we build a lot of rural residences, and we also do a lot of more city lot residences where maybe you don't want to focus the windows on the side of the house where you're looking into the neighbors. So totally dependent on your property and your needs. They can be moved around. You can add. Just want to make it fit what you need. This is a good size primary. I'm envisioning it with the furniture in it, and it's good size. And I think that window makes it look larger even.
Yes.
So with our new spec, there wasn't a lot of old spec features in this house, but new spec, so recent changes, of course, the doors and trim, like Shari and I talked about, the quartz countertops throughout, undermount sinks are all standard now. Flooring changes. So we do a plank or a tile flooring rather than a sheet vinyl. What else, Shari? What else was in the last spec change?
Oh man.
To put you on the spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think really that was the bulk of it for this last spec change. And it just excites me every time I talk about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have
Yeah.
courts, we have this.
Yep. Standards. Okay, so now that we're going into the second side of the house, I think we are okay to kind of talk about how a project comes together.
Yes.
And we've broken it down into 5 steps. So, first step, financing approval. The intent of that step is really to understand your own budget. So, if you're someone who's like, I don't want to spend more than $2,500 a month on my mortgage payment. We want to give you like okay, so based on what you're telling us, here's your total project estimate, or here's where you want to plan to stay under the goal for the project. So financing approval is not just verifying that you're qualified to build, it's really getting a feel for your numbers and your comfort zone and giving us a plan going forward. Of course, we have Adair Financial in-house. You have likely seen our 4.875 promo for a 30-year fixed, which is huge. It's huge. And then there's offers as well for investment bills or secondary homes, which is almost unheard of in this market. So if you haven't checked out Adair Financial, you should. You will be blown away at the rates they are offering right now.
Yep.
Anything to add to that, Shari?
That it's a soft credit pull, so they don't even touch your credit to figure out what you qualify for. So it's really no harm, no foul to kind of get the process started and see if it's a good fit for you.
Absolutely. Second step in the program is finding the property. And we are not going to really get heavily involved in your project until you've identified that property. However, we do have realtor partners. So we've got experts in the field that we can recommend, and they're by popular demand, So here is someone who gets rave reviews, who stars at vacant land purchases. Here's someone we recommend, and that's something that carries a lot of weight. So we feel really confident with the realtors we refer to you.
Yep.
Third step. So you found the property, you're in your due diligence period. We want to get out there and see it. So we're going to research first. We want to make sure we understand what's required as far as jurisdictional requirements, zoning requirements. Are there any CC&Rs? Is there an HOA? What can and can't we do here? We want to know that right away while you're still in that due diligence period.
Yes.
And then we want to get the experts. We want to get boots on the ground. So if you're someone who's local to meet our team, that's great. If you're someone who's out of town, that's great too. But what we'll do is we'll get out there with the team, we'll get a lay of the land, and then we'll work with you to put a plan together. So like, okay, based on your priorities, based on what attracted you to this property, here's where the house is going to sit. Here's where your utility connections are. Here's where the well is going to go, the septic. But the idea is that while you're in a due diligence period, we not only confirm that we can do what you want to do on this property, but we come up with a plan with you. From there, our 2 programs vary a little bit, but not for much longer, right?
Correct.
So as a site services branch in Cresswell, we do all the site work now. So once we've kind of agreed on the plan for the lot, we're going to bid it. So we're going to say, here's a report of work that has to happen to this property in order for you to build on it, and here's what it's going to cost you. And the idea there, again, is that you're in that due diligence period. You have plenty of time to kind of stew on those numbers, make decisions, and decide if you want to move forward with this property or maybe keep looking for another property. And Shari, if you want to chime in with your current program.
Yep, ours is a little different for 4 or 5 months still. So how our project works is, or our side works, gosh, I can't talk today, is that the buyer is going to be responsible for getting their bids. This is kind of where you're still building a little bit of sweat equity in your project by getting those bids and getting your property prepped and ready to build. Of course, I have people I can get you in contact with that my buyers have referred to us and have loved to work with. So I can still help you get through the process, and we're still helping you with your permits and everything else. But this is more of a buyer takes over and trying to build that sweat equity. So, but don't be scared. I'm still holding your hand through the process.
Perfect. All right, step 4. So step 4 is design. And the idea here is that at this point in the process, you've identified the property, so you know the cost for that. You have your cost for site work. So now we can focus our energy on perfecting the house. This is easily my favorite part of the process. So we're going through, and we're not talking just, countertop material or flooring colors. We're also talking like, do you need more storage in this space? Do you want to move these walls? Is this layout going to work for you, or do we need to make any modifications to make it work for you? So it's a very involved, very exciting process or part of the process. And the result is that we're going to price out any of those things that you're interested in. So say you're someone who wants to add 3 feet to the back of the house. We're going to leave that design appointment and we're going to give you a line item quote. So then you can go home like, okay, is it worth it to me to keep this tile shower or to keep this patio cover so you'll have line item by line item. You can perfect the quote, get the budget exactly where you want it, and decide what items to move forward with.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, because then by then you've already got your site development budgets, you've got your home budgets, and then you can say, all right, I'm ready to sign.
I'm ready. Yep, I feel confident with these numbers.
Yep.
Okay, so you sign contracts. House is perfected, you sign contracts. So in my branch now, that means that Adair now hits the ground running to start getting your drawings, start getting your permits, and then send our guys in to break ground and prep for the house. Once we have permits in hand, the site work is done. We are going to move into vertical construction. So we're pouring foundation, we're scheduling inspections. There's multiple times we want to meet with you on site, if possible, to do walkthroughs, which having built myself, I appreciated those walkthroughs so much. Like time for me to get all my questions answered, point out things I'm wondering about. But just that one-on-one time with the superintendent is so great.
Yeah.
At the end, we're going to do a finish clean. We're going to make it move-in ready, and then we're going to hand you the keys. So you'll do a final walkthrough where you point out things, generally like paint nicks or little things you want corrected before you move in. We correct those items, and then you move into your new house. So it's easy peasy at this point. You just kick back and essentially watch your house go up.
Yep, super exciting.
It is really exciting. I'm tempted to share a builder signal, but I don't actually. I'm worried about switching screens because program. So, but we have this really cool program, especially for people who are building out of town from where they live. It's almost like a video blog kind of, or a picture blog. So weekly or even more frequently, your superintendent updates this program that you have access to, showing pictures of work that's been done that week, little blurbs about what's being done, what's to come. But it's a fun way because you can loop in friends and family too, and they're able to see all of your updates and everything happening at your project as well. So it's a really nice visual for those of us who can't be on site all the time.
Yep, it's like a journal for your home build. It's really cool. And what's great, because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of out-of-state buyers too that aren't here, and they can't make it here all the time to be on site like some of us can be. So it's a great way to be able to keep in check and make sure everything's going smoothly and see everything still.
Stay up to date. Agreed.
Yep.
Okay, well, are we caught up on questions?
We are good.
Okay, I think we are going to wrap it up then until the next one. Shari, thank you so much for co-hosting with me.
As always, I love it. So can't wait to do the